Hi everyone, it's Giselle, and I thought I would share a quick message about the walls of karmic situations are evidently coming down more and more. And it's not just myself who's been experiencing this, it's other people I follow. I just had to share because I also felt that I could see evidence of this just happening more and more, and it is physical proof, and I'm hoping that this message will resonate with some of you. I know that it can't always resonate with everyone, but for anyone who's feeling a little bit saddened or hopeless or lost on this journey, I want to give this message as encouragement. And I know this is a very sensitive subject because relationships ending, it's never pleasant, and of course it's going to be accompanied with pain and sorrow, loss and grieving. But I also want this to be a message of encouragement, empowerment and hope for true love, unconditional love, and a higher love to manifest onto this world. I've had quite a few people reach out to me. I've seen a few people who this happened to. I've had people come to me with these stories, and they've been building up over the past couple of months, well, since the summertime, and it's just becoming more and more to the point where I'm just now surprised. Not surprised to a certain extent. I mean, it's kind of understandable, and with some people I'm just like, well, I was expecting it. Not that, it's a good thing for them, but overall, in the big scheme of things, over the long term, as painful as these situations are now, over time it will be better. But I can completely understand where some people are getting confused, especially if they're not on this journey and not understanding why these things need to happen. I know my mum came to me the other day, and she's very disillusioned and disappointed with a couple that she knew had been married for over 20 years, and suddenly they started to separate. Well, they decided to separate and go their own ways. And the reason why she's so disillusioned with them is because they are religious and very disillusioned with. She thought that if you were religious, that you would kind of be able to weather that storm and to remain together. But I tried to explain to her that any situation that is just karmic and is not meant to remain will need to come to an end. And I feel especially now the time has come for these things to just start crumbling down. And yes, it's painful, and yes, it's hard, but over time the bigger picture will make things clearer that these things needed to happen. And she started to try and argue and say, well, isn't that selfish? They should stay together for God, as they made a promise when they got married. They got married for the church. And I said to her, it would be more selfish to force themselves to remain together out of fear and comfort, because they would be doing themselves and their children a disservice. Because when you part ways, yes, it's going to be hard, yes, it's going to be painful, people are going to be shocked, the children are going to have to adjust, but in the long term you are doing everyone a favor, because if you don't and you remain in that unhappy place, in that toxic relationship, then you are just a martyr. You are just not giving yourself and the children the best version of you that they deserve. they'd be better off having you as a happy, balanced, and fulfilled parent, living separately from their other parent, than having you both miserable, bitter, angry, always arguing, fighting even at times, and them living in a very unstable and scary home situation. I tried to explain this, but obviously I couldn't expect her to fully understand my perspective because A, she's not on this journey, and she's still very much stuck in this old way of how religion dictates these relationships to be. I don't think that wanting to be happy, wanting to fulfill your life's purpose, and finding the love of your life, the other half of you, is selfish. Because through hurting people out of fear and comfort, you're doing much more damage. I've also seen loads of other situations, even my false twin, who, I wasn't surprised by this situation, but it was quite crazy how quickly it crumbled. And all I can say is, thank God I had met the love of my life. Because if I hadn't, it could have been a whole different story, and I might have even gone back to that situation and just, yeah, that would not have been good. But now I know what true love is. I am so grateful that I feel confident. I've always felt that we are here to bring in a new love, an unconditional love, a love that breaks all boundaries, that not just shows love towards each other, but shows love towards the world through us realizing our hopes and dreams, shining our lights and living the lives of our dreams so that we can help people as well to find their way on this journey. And as these karmic situations are starting to crumble and fall apart, and we are starting to see that clear, tangible evidence on the physical plane, I'm also starting to feel more and more that the spiritual energies with my divine love are are merging. Sometimes when I just wake in the morning, or when I'm completely peaceful, when I've been meditating during the day, I can almost not even tell our energies apart. We are one. We've been intertwining more and more on a daily basis. And the more that we merge and become one, the more that karmic situations and situations that are no longer serving their highest purpose are falling apart, so that we can come together on the physical and teach this world valuable lessons of what true love is, what true compassion is, what unconditional love is, and how it's supposed to be going forward. We are the light bearers. We carry our torches so that we can shine the pathway ahead for other people to see and follow. So remain strong in your energy, even if you are maybe not seeing these things on the physical yet. Believe me, they are starting to happen. I'm just seeing it more and more because of the line of work that I'm in, but have faith. You hold the torch, you hold the light, shine it as brightly as you can for other people to start believing and having faith in this new love. Keep the faith, Keep the hope. You are doing a fantastic job. So do not give up. Do not give in. Not now. We are so close to the finish line, everyone. I can feel it. And soon we can celebrate in our victory, in our joy, in our achievement of oneness on the physical plane. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to my message. And I do hope that this resonated and that this has reignited a fire and a passion within you like it has done within me. Thank you so much for listening. Namaste.